Gold has just hit an all-time high, crossing $3,000 per ounce. Investors are rushing to buy, central banks are stockpiling it, and the markets are shaking. But why? What's really driving this gold rush? And most importantly, should you invest in gold right now, or is this just another financial bubble waiting to burst? Stick around, we will break down the truth behind this historic surge in gold prices. If you have been watching the markets, you would have probably noticed something strange. Gold prices have skyrocketed. In just the last few months, gold has jumped by more than 20%, reaching record-breaking levels. This isn't just a small spike, this is a massive shift that's sending shockwaves across the financial world. But here is the real question, why now? What's driving this sudden interest in gold? Well, it all comes down to one thing, global uncertainty. And when the world is uncertain, people turn to gold. Let's break this down. There are 4 major reasons why gold prices are skyrocketing, and each one is deeply connected to global events. First, geopolitical tensions are at an all-time high. From the ongoing Ukraine-Russia conflict to rising tensions in the Middle East, the world is more unstable than ever. Wars, political unrest, and the fear of a larger global conflict have investors running towards safe haven assets like gold. Historically, gold prices have always spiked during major wars. World War II, the Gulf War, even in the 2008 financial crisis. And today, with new conflicts brewing, gold is once again becoming the go-to safety net. China, India and Russia are aggressively stockpiling gold, moving away from their dependence on the US dollar. China alone bought over 225 tons of gold in 2024. But why? Because these countries are preparing for a future where the US dollar is no longer the world's dominant currency. Instead of holding dollars, they are turning to gold as a secure alternative. This is what experts are calling de-dollarization, and it's one of the biggest reasons gold is surging right now. Third, inflation fears are driving people to gold. Inflation is eating away at people's savings. In the US and Europe, inflation rates are higher than expected, and traditional investments like real estate, stocks are struggling. Historically, whenever inflation goes up, gold prices go up too. Why? Because gold holds its value. Unlike paper money, which loses purchasing power over time, gold has been a reliable store of value for thousands of years. And finally, the US dollar is weakening. For decades, the US dollar has been the world's reserve currency. But now things are changing. Countries are slowly moving away from the dollar, choosing to trade in local currencies or even considering a new gold-backed financial system. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa are at the forefront of this shift. And their push for alternatives to the US dollar is making gold even more valuable. So what happens next? Will gold continue to rise, or is this just a temporary bubble? Well, experts have mixed opinions. Some believe that with ongoing geopolitical tensions, a weakening dollar and high inflation, gold could go even higher, possibly reaching $3,500 per ounce by the end of this year. But others warn that a correction is coming. Historically, after every major gold rally, there has always been a pullback. So if you're thinking of investing, it's important to be cautious. Now here is the big question. Should you invest in gold? Well, that depends. If you are looking for a long-term hedge against inflation, gold is a solid investment. It's been a safe store of value for centuries. However, if you're looking for short-term gains, be careful. Gold prices can be volatile, and if a major correction happens, you could end up buying at the top. Also, don't forget, gold isn't the only option. Other assets like Bitcoin and commodities are also performing well. So before you make a decision, consider diversifying your investments. So what do you think? Will gold continue to rise, or are we heading for a crash? Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to TimeStory for more deep dive explainers on global trends and financial shifts. See you in the next one.